I believe it was my mommy that scared me one day. One day, I was sitting right there and I was reading, or either I had it open to the book of Revelation. It's been so many years ago, I can hardly recall how it went down. But it went down somewhere like this. I believe. She said, boy, that's an all-powerful book you reading there. Said you don't mess around in Revelation unless you know what you're doing. But look, I remember reading Revelation 1:3 and say, blessed is the reader that read this book. Revelation was written to the 7 churches in Asia, but it was also written for us. Let me say that again. It was written to the 7 churches in Asia, and it was also written for us. Revelation got bookends. Our homeroom teacher, I believe it was Ms. Montague, Ms. Watson, or Ms. Adams. It was one of them, but they taught us about bookends. The book have 2 ends. It could start in 1 year, and then 10 years later, it could start in 1 year, and then in the same year, it could even start in 1 week, and then at the end of that week. Because every book, or almost every book, has a time frame that when it's wrote. The book of Revelation, in 1 and 3, it said the time is at hand. And in 22:10, after John had told all the prophecies, he said, blessed is he that readeth this book, because the time is at hand also. That was after he had exposed all the woes, the wrath, and the seals in the book of Revelation. Also, in Revelation 17:10, it showed that it had to be wrote before 68 AD, because Nero killed himself in 68 AD, and it said that if you count the emperors the way they was back then, Nero was the 6th emperor, and he was the one that's now ill. But we have another emperor that followed him named Galba, and he reigned for a short time because the wars were going on, and he had so much on his plate, and he reigned only a short time. It was Galba. But Nero was the one that now is. So that means it had to be written before 68 AD. But most of the scholars of the day say it was written in 96 AD or 95 AD because of Irenaeus' statement. And his statement was, it was seen in 95 AD. But we want to know what was seen. Was it John that was seen? Was it John writing the book that was seen? Or was it the book that was seen? The statement is incomplete, and I will go back in the early church forefathers and find this statement and post it down on this video. But Revelation, as I told you, was written to the 7 churches for their comfort before the tribulation of 70 AD. Because from 64 AD to 70 AD, they had a tribulation of 3.5 years. And if you look at in Daniel 12:7, you will see about a time and a half of time. And that's exactly 3.5 years. So all the scripture must fit. You can't be filibustering and play around with some of it. And just like they told OJ, if that glove fit, wear it. This is David Johnson, rumbling about Revelation, and I'm out of here. Bye. Bye-bye now.